Om Namo Venkatesaya. Shuklambaradaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha Yasya Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat Vimuchyate Namastasmai Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. Let's see the next nama. Next nama is vidhātā. Adi Shankara says Karmanam Tat palanam cha karta vidhātā. That means one who is creating this various karmas and the fruits of that karmas, because he is the person who is dispensing the fruits of these various actions of the various jivatmas in this universe, and therefore he is called as vidhātā. Then Satyasandar says V refers to Vinata Sutan Garudan. Vihi Garudo Data Dharako Yasa iti vidhātā. That means one who is being supported by Garuda. That means when Bhagavan takes the Garuda Vahanam, that means he is being supported by Garuda when he is traveling in Garuda Vahanam, and therefore he is called as vidhātā. Other meaning is Tam Garbham Parinamayam Avir Bhavayati cha vidhātā. That means one who is, when he is creating this entire universe and then making it also the completely being delivered, and then delivering it in the form of various the Prakriti Chetana and the Achetana, and therefore he is called as vidhātā. Next, let's move to the next nama, dhāturuttamaha. That means dhātuhu uttamaha. So that means that's what it is. So sarva dhatubhyaha prithivyaadibhyaha utkrishta chit dhatu ityarthaha. That means there are different dhatus. Dhatus means also that is born out of this earth. You find that several metals like gold, silver, etc. All those things are also called as dhatu. But the best among all these dhatus, among all these things, is Bhagavan himself, and therefore he is called as dhāturuttamaha. That is one meaning of dhāturuttamaha. Other meaning is dhatuhu chaturmukhat uttamaha. Other meaning of dhata, Brahma is also called as dhata because he is also the secondary creator. The primary creator is Bhagavan, secondary creator is Bhagavan creates all these Panchabhutas and then creates Brahma, and thereafter leaves Brahma to continue the creation, and therefore the Brahma is also called as dhata. But Bhagavan is greater than Brahma himself because he is the creator of Brahma himself, and therefore he is called as dhatuhu uttamaha. So he is greater than Brahma himself, and therefore he is called as dhāturuttamaha. So let's move on to the next sloka. Aprameyo hṛshīkeśaf padmanābhoऽmaraprabhuhu vishvakarma manustvashta stavishtastaviro dhruvaha. Aprameyah hṛshīkeśah padmanābhah amaraprabhuhu vishvakarma manuhu tvashta stavishtaha staviraha dhruvaha. Okay, first nama is aprameyah. Prama means intellect. Meya means one who can be known through the intellect is called as prameyah. So we also say this is how it is. Prameyam is something like that. Means that's what my guess, or through my intellect I am saying this is what is going to be done. But Bhagavan is beyond that. Aprameya, he cannot be known through our intellect because he is beyond the intellect, and therefore he is beyond all these shastras, because shastras also only trying their best to indicate who the Bhagavan is, but then they cannot fully explain to who the Bhagavan is, and therefore it's very difficult for us to understand through our intellect, because it's mentally incomprehensible, because we say on the one hand Bhagavan is present everywhere, on the other hand we say that everything is present in Bhagavan, so it's very difficult for the mind to conceive the concept of God as such, and therefore is called as aprameyah. hṛshīkeśaf Rishikani Indriyani Tesham Ishah Kshetrajna Rupa Bhak. That means one who is the Rishika means the various organs, sense organs. They are called as Hṛshīkam. Isha, one is the Lord of this one. Lord of this Hṛshīka means one who is the knower of all these things, because all these the sense organs bring in various signals. For example, through the eyes it brings in signals, and the mind is able to interpret, and then the one who is inside these various Hṛshīkams is the person who is the knower, and therefore he is the controller of these various sense organs, and therefore he is called as hṛshīkeśaf. Other meaning is tatkaranamapi niyamakatvat hṛshīkeśaf. One who is able to appoint these various sense organs also, and therefore he is called as hṛshīkeśaf. The next Tiranama is padmanābhoः. Sarva Jagatkaranam Padmam Nabho Yasyasa Padmanābha. That means from whose Nabi means the navel, from whose navel Bhagavan generated this lotus flower, and from the lotus flower he generated Brahma himself, and therefore he is called as Padmanābha. Other meaning is Padmam Nayatiti Padmanaha Suryaha Tasya Bhava Tasya Abhave Bhava Tasyasya. That means other meaning of is one who is able to make the lotus flower bloom is the Surya. He is called as Padmanaha. And he is the person who is providing that light. Bha means the light source. Who is the providing that light for the Surya himself is Bhagavan himself, and therefore he is called as Padmanābha. Padmabhuha Prabhavaha Padmo Nabha Asyati. That means one who has got this, the Brahma is also called as Padmajaha because he is born out of this lotus. And therefore one who is the one who has got this, the Brahma in his Nabi. Nabi means in his navel, and therefore he is called as Padmanābha. The next Tiranama is Amaraprabhuhu, Amaranam Prabhuhu, Amaraprabhuhu. One is the Lord of the various Devatas. Amara means Devatas. One is the Lord of Devatas, and therefore he is called as Amaraprabhuhu. He is the person who is appointing these various Devatas, controlling them, and also providing them whatever support that is required. Whenever they get into any problem, Indra comes to Bhagavan only and then seeks his help, and Bhagavan goes there to help him out. Whether, for example, when he was under the curse of this... what you call Durvasa Maharshi, then he went to Bhagavan, and then Bhagavan then ultimately asked them to chant the Milky Ocean, and he helped them to chant the Milky Ocean and finally got the Samrita and gave it to them. So like that, Bhagavan is able to provide them the support as well as control them, all these various Devatas, and therefore is called as Amaraprabhuhu. Vishvakarma. Vishvam Karma Kriya Yasya Saha Vishvakarma. One who has got the job, Karma means job of creating this universe, and therefore is called as Vishvakarma. Other meaning is Vina Garudena Shuvati Gacchati iti Vishuhu Na Vidyate Karma Klishtam Yasya Akarma Visuschat Karma Cheti. That means one who is riding on that Garuda, Vinata is Garuda, is called as Vishuhu Gacchati, Vishuhu Shuvati. So, and he doesn't have any actions binding on him because he is not born out of, he doesn't have any karmas to be fulfilled or actions to be taken except to protect the dharma as such, and therefore he is called as Vishvakarma. Vishva Akarma, Vishvakarma. Other meaning is Brahma Sreshte Prag Urdvancha Vidyamanam Vishvam Karma Jagat Vyaparo Asya iti Vishvakarma. That means one who has got this action of creating this universe even before Brahma was born. Even before Brahma is created, Bhagavan created this entire Panchabhutas out of his, Mahat and then Prakriti, and they created all these various Achetanas, and then only he created Brahma out of his own navel, and therefore he is called as Vishvakarma. Manuhu means Mananat Manuhu. That means one who has got the thinking faculty. And that's why we are also called as Manushya, because the Manushya got this thinking faculty as such. That is the discriminative thinking, the intellect. That means to identify what is good and bad. That is not there for animals or birds or anything like. They don't have that kind of a discriminative intellect. And Bhagavan has got that, and therefore he is called as Mananat Manuhu, and he is able to do that, and therefore he is called as Manuhu. Other meaning is Mantrova Prajapatirva Manuhu. That means he is also of the form of Mantra Rupam. Bhagavan is also in the mantras. The various Vedic mantras are also of the Rupa of Bhagavan, and therefore is called as Manuhu. Other meaning is he also incarnated as Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu also came from Bhagavan, and therefore is called as Manu. He was the first Manu to come out of this entire universe. Other meaning is Avabodha Rupatvat Manuhu. That means one who is of the form of knowledge, Jnana Swarupam, and therefore he is called as Manuhu. Other meaning is Prasiddhat Sankalpa Lavamatrat Mananat Eva iti Manuhu. That means who created this universe, he created this universe not by taking special efforts, Even to carry on our own day-to-day activities, we find it difficult to manage. But then we may be thinking that, Bhagavan, while creating this universe, since he is doing it on his own, he must be taking a lot of efforts to do that. But Bhagavan is not that. But just by having his Sankalpa, that means by his mind, Mana, by his Sankalpa, he is able to create this universe. He create whatever he wants to do. He can just do it out of his own Sankalpa, and therefore he is called as Manuhu. Om Namo Venkatesaya. The next Nama we'll see from the next class onwards.